Hollywood has decided that their next cultural superstar is Pedro Pascal, as he has been chosen as the leading man in
Hollywood
4 major films per year with
chosen.
no signs of slowing down. And while most actors get roles for, well, incredible acting, Pedro seems to be securing roles for other reasons. The 50-year-old has been labeled as the perfect representation of modern masculinity, having a rugged, sexy exterior, but also a soft, gentle, and kind soul who appreciates women in a way that most other men seemingly can't.
And they're going to have you introduce yourself.
Let's see your nails first.
Oh, yes, of course.
They're very
like?
nice. Yeah, they're very beautiful. You're welcome.
He is
I mean, he's gay, right? No judgment, but he's gay. There's no way. Or bisexual. There's no way not. There's no way he's not. And again, no judgment. I'm just saying. The perfect example of male masculinity. Cool, but he's gay. I'm sorry. Isn't he? He's not, but his boyfriend is. Okay, maybe he just has a bit of fun. I'm sorry. Testosterone in a man means you do not have the initial response of, sorry, let me check your nails first. Yeah, they're really nice. I'm sorry, but men do not have that response. Men who have a high level of testosterone do not think like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But he's the leading example of male masculinity. And clearly very attractive to quite a few people in the chat, including Tom.
even been labeled the, quote, daddy of the internet, a title
Oi! I'm the only daddy of the internet! Get out of here, Pedro! Last me up, daddy. Last me up. Maybe not.
that he happily accepts.
But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
And as if he couldn't be any more of a heartthrob, he is being praised for bravely using his platform to speak on sensitive political issues.
I want people to be safe and to be protected, and I want very much to live on the right side of history.
Pedro Pascal has checked all the boxes to be considered a modern-day Hollywood superstar, but others are not exactly hyped on his dominance. Pascal fatigue is starting to kick in, and opposers are pointing out that he may just be the newest product of Disney's over-manufactured celebrity machine, less about talent and more about aligning with their social vision for the future. And just like every other celebrity that gets this much praise this fast, he feels like a ticking time bomb, and that same level of obsession that boosted him up might also be what eventually destroys him. Pedro Pascal was a failing actor for 20 years, surviving off the royalties from one television episode appearance in 1999. He said, "We're talking about being able to see a doctor, getting sick, having surgery, paying my rent. I had less than $7 in my bank account, and a residual from Buffy the Vampire Slayer showed up and saved the day, and literally is the reason I was able to stay in Hollywood and not give up. For 2 decades, he was just another background face, never the star, and definitely not a known name in Hollywood. At 36 years old, Pedro Pascal was living paycheck to paycheck, seriously considering if it was time to give it all up and explore something else. And then he got a role that would drastically change his life. Game of Thrones absolutely dominated TV for almost a decade, and season 4 is where it seriously peaked. You couldn't go to school, your job, or a local bar without someone saying the phrase, "Winter is coming." So when Pedro got the role of Oberyn the Viper Martell, he knew millions around the world were going to tune in.
Nice.
Now, much like the roles he secured in the past, this character was only going to last a few episodes. Before the audience could truly get to know the Viper on a deeper level, the Mountain, a massive and brutal knight, would manhandle him, gouge his eyes out, and crush his skull. But somehow...
What a scene that was! I mean, not for, you know, the character getting killed, because he was a great character, but what a scene that was, huh? Come on! Really good! I liked it.
Pascal managed to turn this short appearance into one of the most memorable Game of Thrones episodes of all time. One of the best duels in the entire series. Loved Oberyn's confidence. It's been 11 years, I'm still recovering from this scene. However, it wasn't just this fight that fans loved. Pascal brought a natural charisma to the role. He pulled off a unique combination of elegance and aggression that perfectly fit the part, as well as the undertones of the character's sexual orientation without overdoing it. Pedro said, "He was dangerous. I'm not dangerous, but I have a sharp nose. I will probably be playing bad guys forever because of my face. There was something so sexy about the character. I loved stepping into that fantasy. One of the things that the creators told me was just by mention of his bisexuality, there was a flamboyance the actors started to attribute to the character in their auditions. That never occurred to me. He seemed so male to me. The fact that he was bisexual had nothing to do with his exterior persona. Pedro was very artistically motivated, which is on par for an actor first breaking into mainstream Hollywood after years of grinding. He was just grateful to be included, letting the work speak for itself. I actually found this old interview clip where he seemingly stopped himself from saying something he might later regret.
I would have, if I had to I had a really, really great time playing this character.
And because of his professionalism, over the next...
What does that mean? If I had to continue? I do not know. Maybe I'm not intelligent enough.
3 years, Pascal was getting jobs thrown at him left and right, playing heroes and complicated characters seeking justice by any means necessary. He got the chance to work with Matt Damon in The Great Wall, played the lovable American Secret Service member, Whiskey, in Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and arguably got his second biggest role after GOT, which was starring in the Netflix show Narcos as Javier Pena, a DEA agent hunting for Pablo Escobar. Pedro was quickly becoming a Hollywood favorite, and like most modern Hollywood actors, he ever so slightly began to make casual conversations political. On his Instagram, he posted comics about right-wing extremists, demanded action against firearms in America, and made comments about foreign affairs, such as sharing doodles about how it was a big mistake for Britain to leave the European Union, or when he criticized the actual DEA after playing a role as a DEA agent.
You know, it was weird because, like I said, I'm from Chile, and I am a child of socialist political refugees. We are very, very liberal. And I can't seem to shake the feeling amongst the DEA because, I mean, I don't want to accuse them of being conservative, but
But he wasn't necessarily on an all-out crusade to associate.
He hasn't changed though. He's got his opinions that he's had since his younger years. You know, he's just now. He's probably always spoken about it. He's now just got a platform and he's got eyes on him. So bloody what?
Politics with his work. He still had a brand to build, and he really started developing a fan base through his interviews, like this one with Chelsea Handler. This interview was supposed to be about him, but fans loved how he sat back and seemingly got more enjoyment out of her discussing her personal projects and crazy stories.
So I did one, Chelsea Does Marriage was my first one, which is all about my personal feelings about marriage and exploring with my family. It was very personal. It was like talking to my ex-boyfriends, talking to people who've been married for like 65 years, talking to people who were in
65 days.
Yeah, 65 days exactly. For people who are in like a throuple relationship, like two women and a man that like operate as a couple. It's called a throuple. That's a thing now.
Pascal's body language and soft responses fed into the idea that he was this sensual, calm, and attractive person, and the fans loved it. He has a really hot voice. When he says, "Yeah, geez, my ovaries, this is what a real man looks like." And this is where the roots of Pascal mania really started to emerge in the press. The media ran with the narrative that he was a new sexual icon, and that he was an example of positive masculinity in a world full of toxic masculinity. He was boasted as what women craved and what men should aspire to be, and his newfound popularity commanded another wave of huge film opportunities, like landing the title role in Disney's The Mandalorian in 2019. That show didn't just pull in Star Wars fans, it brought in over 100 million Disney Plus subscribers and won 14 Emmys across its first 2 seasons. Pedro's quiet, masked performance was suddenly being called iconic. Then came Wonder Woman 1984, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Brilliant movie, by the way. If you haven't seen it, brilliant movie. Both of them. Excellent concept. Brilliantly shot. It's really funny. Really bloody funny. Go and watch this film if you haven't seen it.
alongside Nicolas Cage, and massive buzz around HBO's The Last of Us.
Oh! Come on! It's very The Last of Us. Great series. Still haven't finished it. How bad am I? How bad am I? Series 1, done, dusted. As soon as it is out, bish, bash, bosh. I'm 3 eps in. Obviously, I knew what was going to happen because I played the games. I think it's because I'm watching it with my wife. Well, I was watching it with my wife, and we don't get that much time to watch shows anymore, but we bloody well need to. How many eps are there? 7? 8? 6? I don't know. I really don't know. I think we've done episode 3, so we're going to be on to episode 4, season 2. Need to carry on. Amazing.
Series, which premiered in early 2023. That show pulled in over 30 million viewers across platforms in its first few weeks, becoming one of HBO's most successful series debuts since Game of Thrones. It seemed like no matter what type of project Hollywood greenlit, they found a way to slot Pedro in. Big budget superhero movies, moody post-apocalyptic dramas, indie short films, romantic comedies. He was everywhere all at once.
Indie short films, you say? Okay, interesting.
The media dubbed it the year of Pedro Pascal. By the start of 2023, Variety,
100%,
GQ,
definitely,
Vanity Fair all ran features praising his rise from struggling actor to A-list star. He was being nominated for Golden Globes, Critics' Choice Awards, and there was even some Oscar talk surrounding his name. But I would be seriously lying to you if I said that much of fans' conversation surrounding Pedro was about his phenomenal acting. It was more about his image, what he represented, because Pascal had a few specific qualities that made him the perfect modern male superstar in Hollywood. Actors used to be slightly mysterious. They had odd personalities that gave them an interesting aura. Now they post themselves doing TikTok dances because, well, they're just like you, and they love TikTok, just like you. The modern Hollywood star is constantly trying to seem relatable and down to earth because social media has slowly dismantled the value of a celebrity. Social media has opened the door for actual normal people to have influence, to have fans, to make money by entertaining others. And it turns out you don't have to have this overly glamorous life to have millions of followers. You can just be a normal person with a camera and a good idea. It seems like Hollywood has taken note of this and wants all of the benefits that come with the appeal of a regular person with influence and hope that you ignore their multi-million-dollar homes, exclusive parties, supercars, high fashion, PDF file allegations, and all other all right.
Excellent.
That was too much, but it's hard to blame
No, it wasn't too much. Keep going. I like it.
them for doing this when it clearly works. We've entered a phase in entertainment where an actor's online personality actually generates more interest in their films from fans.
Hey,
A quick
Steffi.
search of Pedro Pascal online and you will get seemingly endless content that describes him as a chaotic ray of sunshine, the funniest man alive, or being a living meme, or restoring their faith in men. And because of this, interviews of him almost always have a segment devoted to teasing him in an erotic and awkward way. Like when Pascal was interviewed about his role in Disney's Mandalorian, reading a comment sexualizing his literal knee.
Tell us about your slutty little knee. What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Calm down, Stacey.
And while the whole Hollywood heartthrob thing is nothing new, some people are beginning to wonder if this is all forced, feeling that it almost seems like he and Hollywood are campaigning to build him up to be something more than he actually is.
So this is just pausing it a sec, right? Pedro, like, has been accused of touching women in inappropriate ways, or maybe too much, or getting a bit too comfortable because of his anxiety within, public areas, premieres, events, stuff like that. There's been no mention of that yet, but like for just from my eyes, he seems fine. Obviously, I'm not casting any judgment. He seems fine. He doesn't seem like he's got sort of like. It doesn't look like he's about to have a panic attack, does it? that he needs to touch someone. I'm just saying. Just saying. Maybe it's all underlying. He's a great actor. Maybe. He's very scared in public. I don't know. No one knows. Except Pedro Pascal. Obviously, I'm not judging. He's very handsome.
For Pascal, almost every interaction he has feels perfectly manufactured for social media virality. He responds to heartfelt questions with a little stutter, places his head in his hand, and does not break eye contact when other women are telling their stories, like he's charmed by every word they say. And there are long compilations where he stops discussing his movies to take a look at the woman's painted nails.
Let's see what you got.
What do you think?
Oh, they're gorgeous and glowy. That's a beautiful. It's like cotton candy with the sparkle. They're gorgeous.
Thank you. And I'm going to have you introduce yourself.
Let's see your nails first.
Oh, yes, of course.
So is his voice changed? Is this a thing then? Is this a thing that he does this? Like he checks the nails of the interviewer, or is that just, I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what this is. But I mean, if it's a thing that has, people have picked up on it. Oh my god, it's so sweet when he does that. It's going to be something that is, put up there and he does again because he's, it's becoming a thing. I don't know. Hello, Sarah. Hello, KSU. Yeah, I know.
They're very
What?
nice. Yeah, they're very beautiful. You're
Thank
welcome.
you. I appreciate it. Okay, especially phone. Anyway.
Can I just say one thing? That
Yes.
your nails, they bring out the color in your eyes. I'm not trying to flirt, but it's so into. I've been kind of obsessing with everybody's. But you did that on purpose.
I
didn't
did
you?
that on purpose.
It
How
really
did I
works.
know?
It's very, very
It's
good.
because I bought this weird, really amazing metal ring, and
That's
I
a
needed to
great-
find something to
It's
go
a
with.
great color.
Here's awesome. Hey, thanks.
Thank you so much. And as a fan of your nails, I would like you to show them to me, please. Oh, come on, please.
And look, I'm
What? Behave! Just before we go, so sit down. As a fan of your nails, please show them to me. Please, I'll do anything. I'll do anything. Like, come on. That was posted out of context, though, wasn't it? It was probably a funny little conversation after that, and oh yeah, sure. And then he laughed. It's making him look weird. That one. I'm just saying. At least he's not asking for boobs or feet. I mean, it's quite close to the feet. Nails. I don't know. At least he's not asking to see their feet. That would be obviously weird, though, wouldn't it? Makes sense to me. You say random stuff when you're anxious. How is he anxious? He's Hollywood heartthrob that never breaks eye contact, that rubs his moustache when he's aroused. He is not anxious. I'm sorry. He's very comfortable. Or, like I said before, an extremely good actor at covering it up. Let's carry on with Pedro.
someone to appreciate some good nails. Just look at my fiance's. Now those are nice nails. Pedro
God damn, there's some good ass nails.
Pascal would have a stroke if he saw these with the way he is just handing out compliments to
Now, you said that he's not asking to see their boobs or feet. You're getting best of both worlds here, people. You're getting 6 boobies and 10 fingers.
anyone with a weak-ass paint job. The point is, he might appreciate some good nails, but the way he appreciates them comes across as gay best friend, performative for social media virality. And just for clarity, he is not gay.
Just for clarity, how do you know? Did you ask him? It's not been, it hasn't been disclosed. I'm sorry.
Best friend, performative for social media virality. And just for clarity, he is not gay. But Pascal made it clear that he liked the positive attention he was receiving,
Okay, so we're on the right
particularly
road.
with being called the daddy of the internet.
So what are you? Are you the daddy of the internet? What's internet daddy?
The hell is that with his voice? That's not the right voice.
Daddy of the internet.
So what are you? Are you the daddy of the internet? What's internet daddy?
It's been changed for copyright, I reckon.
Yeah, you are.
It got to a point where seemingly every interview he did, they brought up this daddy of the internet thing, and he was embracing it.
You know you're the daddy of the internet, right?
I call Pedro Pascal a DILF and think he's my cool, slutty father. Yep. I am your cool, slutty daddy.
When he took this
I'm sorry, man. Yo, bro, you just lost like 1,000 aura, dude. Like, holy shit, man. Like, you can't. That's like saying I'm freaking cool, man. I am so cool. No, bro, you can't. You can't. I'm sorry.
lie detector test with Vanity Fair, he tried to tell them that he didn't see himself as a Hollywood heartthrob, only to be caught in a lie immediately after.
Do you think you're a heartthrob?
I don't think
He's lying.
Really? That's right. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm a heartthrob. Am I lying? That's the truth. I'm a heartthrob.
Is it a lot of pressure being a heart?
I feel like this would be very, very awkward. Like, Vanity Fair hooked him up to a lie detector machine. There's no background music. There's a very, very sensitive microphone to his mouth. And there's a very serious interviewer and basically like an interrogator on this freaking lie detector machine. Like, don't ever put me in this scenario because you just feel awkward. Like, how are these machines, how do these work when you're just, your heart rate is heightened anyway just from being, like, interrogated? Let's listen to this.
Lying? That's the truth. I'm a heartthrob.
Is it a lot of pressure being a heartthrob?
No.
Do you ever look at Instagram accounts devoted to you being a heartthrob when you're feeling down?
Yes, I do.
And while this could be
that's a really weird concept, isn't it? Why would you not ask him like funny questions? That is so bizarre to me. It's literally like they're trying to make him look fucking like a dick. Why would they do that? That's so horrible. You would do like funny questions, right? How long do you take? Do you take longer than an hour to do your hair in the morning? No. You're lying. Oh, God. Okay, all right. I'll take ages. You know, are you fascinated and do you get aroused by women's nails? Those are the sort of questions that you should ask. Oh, shit. What's going on, Moose? How are you, bud? They ask questions that could potentially make you look bad. Yeah, I know. I mean, Vanity Fair are in Hollywood, but I reckon that the elites of Hollywood after that would have been like, what the frick are you doing? We need to make this man look irresistible and you're fucking up.
Perceived as something silly, it's hard for him to have humility when he literally spends his time consuming content that is praising him. And since he knows exactly what people want by studying fan accounts, he seemingly will also clip farm during his interviews, because he knows how much his fans love their internet daddy.
You or this man, Oscar Isaac?
I'm a bigger daddy than him. I'm older than him. Although he's a real daddy. He's got kids and I don't. But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
It's hard to argue against Pascal leaning into this image that...
Okay, I'm sorry. Has anyone seen that Vanity Fair interview? Like, I'm struggling. I'm sorry. I very much do like Pedro, but I'm struggling a bit with that. Because he's talking to the younger generation of girls. I feel it's not a 30-year-old woman that says he's the daddy, right? Isn't that a younger generation thing? I find it a bit weird. I do. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm quite a good judge of character, and I just feel like Pedro. I get it. He's struggled in his career for many, many years, and he's finally hit virality and gone super duper famous, and he doesn't want to lose it again. So he's like doing everything and saying everything right, and I get that. Maybe just a little bit sticky, icky. Eeky weeky, like, no.
he has been given for his own gain. I mean, it's just smart business at this point, but it starts to beg the question of how much is genuine and how much is performance for his mostly female fan base. Even Pascal's obsessed and loyal fans felt like they were getting the "we must sexualize and obsess over Pascal" narrative shoved down their throats. One fan said, "It was cute at first, but I think reporters have taken it too far. It's a lazy way to try to get a soundbite. Interview him. Don't just talk at him about a kink and expect him to respond. I don't promote anything calling him daddy anymore. It's like you took a bite of cake and thought it was good and now it's being smashed in your face." But among his fans,
I mean, you wouldn't mind it being smashed in your face, though, would you?
this was not the popular opinion. The positive press was working, and Pedro quite literally started dominating Hollywood. Within a single year, he was starring in HBO's The Last of Us, which wrapped its record-breaking first season in March. Less than a month later, season 3 of The Mandalorian premiered. That's 2 lead roles on 2 of the biggest streaming platforms in the world running simultaneously.
He is fucking smashing it, though. Like, he has been given the golden ticket by Hollywood. Like, that is all you need to know, is that he is like, at the beginning of this video, he is Hollywood's next big thing. Like, and they choose, obviously, right?
He was cast as Mr. Fantastic in Marvel's Fantastic Four reboot. Full superhero franchise commitment on top of everything else. In between all of that, he took roles in Ari Aster's film Eddington, Ridley Scott's Gladiator sequel, the highly anticipated crime drama Drive Away Dolls, multiple projects filming back to back, overlapping press tours, award show appearances. At one point in 2024, Pedro was working on 4 different major productions at once, bouncing between London, Los Angeles, and Morocco. To put it into perspective, most A-list actors take on 1 or 2 major roles per year, 3 if they're grinding. Pedro was attached to at least 7 confirmed film and TV projects between 2023 and mid-2025, and that's not even counting voice work or cameos. His agent even admitted in a Variety interview that they were turning down 10 to 20 scripts a month just to manage his schedule. And yet, for fans scrolling through social media, it seemed like Pedro was somehow always available, always charming, always present in interviews, always asking about others' nails. He was being propped up as the cultural icon of the 2020s, and I personally witnessed the effects of that.
50! He's 50! Look at his skin! Look at him! 50! God damn.
In real life. A few weeks ago, my fiance and I were eating lunch in this really cramped restaurant where all the tables were side by side, and next to us was a young woman who was finishing up her meal, and then the waiter came over and asked her if she wanted dessert. She said, "No, I'm saving room for popcorn at the movies," before saying that she was going to see Materialists. And the waiter was like, "Oh, is that the movie where..." And you could tell he tried to explain the plot, but he didn't really know like what the movie was about. As he was like stumbling through his explanation of the plot, the girl literally just cuts him off and says, "Honestly, I don't know what the movie's about, but I'm just going to see Pedro Pascal." And I was thinking about doing a video about Pedro Pascal, but that was really the moment where I realized that I had to, because I thought it was extremely interesting that a woman in her early 20s was going to the movies by herself on a Saturday, not because she was interested in the movie, but just because she wanted to see Pedro Pascal. And I can't help but feel like this type of notoriety in our modern social media climate is like a ticking time bomb. The longer Pedro stays on top, the more he risks becoming everything the internet loves to tear down. Overhyped.
That was a weird interview. A weird encounter. This. Denzel Washington and Pedro Pascal. That was weird. Because, I mean, Denzel's been in the industry for yonks, and he's been like, you know, the golden boy for yonks, right? And it's kind of like he's like handing the baton in a way. Yeah, you'll have to check out this interview. This little, because they just crossed when they were doing 2 separate interviews. Yeah, it was bizarre.
On top, the more he risks becoming everything the internet.
Oh look, he's got the flames above his head. Look, it's like he's the devil. Like he worships the devil because of the flames.
Loves to tear down. Overhyped,
funny,
overexposed, and maybe worse, a fraud. And nothing will bring on the hate train faster than when an actor shifts the conversation from their acting to their political views. But the first indication of a shift against Pedro Pascal was when fans noticed he had a habit of constantly touching and
Here we go! Now we're in the juice! Now we're in the Pedro Pascal juice. So the bit that is the most relevant to today in the media right now as filming this, recording this, is that he is very, very touchy with his co-stars. Here's where we are right now, today. Where are we? What's the date? 4th of September 2025. And this is the big thing. This is what we spoke about at the beginning. It's taken 17 minutes to get to this point. But this is the thing that everybody's talking about at the moment. And everybody is saying it is because he is anxious. He likes that physical contact. It calms him down. He knows he's being supported. He's not alone. Whatever it is, that's fine. I don't believe it. I think it's just... I mean, you get people that are just touchy-feely people, right? Which is fine. But all the time. All the time. Yeah, well, this is the thing, Stacey. It's not that this isn't inappropriate, and everybody who you see him doing it to doesn't look like they're uncomfortable, but he's saying that he's... Well, I rephrase. I don't think he's saying it. The common assumption is that it's because he's anxious. He's touching people. But I'm not saying that he's doing it inappropriately and making people feel uncomfortable. Maybe there has been situations of that. But we'll see. We'll see. Wasn't it the... Who was it? He went and he kissed someone's wife. Who's the bloody actor? Terrible at names. The actor from Spider-Man and the Lighthouse. Can't remember his name. That was a weird video. But again, she didn't look uncomfortable. She actually approached him at one point. So I don't know. Something you have got to remember as well, though, is that he is Hollywood's golden boy at the moment, which is very appealing. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I know that these are OGs in the business, but we'll see. Let's watch.
Pressing his co-stars, particularly when this clip went viral of him grabbing Vanessa Kirby's hand.
Yeah, this is
now,
the one.
Pedro has said multiple times in the past that he suffers from anxiety.
Okay, so he has said it. So he has said that he suffers from anxiety. That is the reason for this. This was the one that went viral.
Caressing his co-stars.
He's joking around here. This one's joking around. He's joking around. Whatever he's doing, he's bit her arm, and then he's wiping the spit off. Whatever.
Particularly when this
one
clip went viral.
Here is the first one that I saw, and I was like, oh, that's bizarre. But he does look very anxious and very sort of, timid and scared.
Viral of him grabbing Vanessa Kirby.
And then she's like, yep, I get it. I understand the assignment. Yeah, I need to, help my friend here.
Kirby's hand. Now, Pedro has...
Right? He looks like he's going through something here. And and when I saw the video, I was like, holy shit. He's really struggling there. Bless him. But just from his past, I'm like, he's a very comfortable, confident man. But we can change. People change, right? People do change. Yeah, the body language says it all. He's very uncomfortable here.
Said multiple times in the past that he
not like smiling and
he suffers from anxiety, and whoever posted this video said that grabbing someone's hand will help calm his nerves. And even if this were not true, it's clear that Vanessa is consenting to this as she looks back and grabs his hand. But outside of this situation, he definitely likes to grab women's hands, kiss hands, and maybe even run his fingers through their hair. Now, we don't know what types of relationships he has with these women behind the scenes. Obviously, we would strongly assume that they're friends or maybe even more than friends. But if he was not this Hollywood heartthrob or exuding soft and safe feminine energy, they would call him creepy, or that he has where my hug at energy. And it's already starting to happen. This post went extremely viral of Pedro posing with the cast of Fantastic Four that read, "If I saw another man holding my pregnant wife like that, someone is getting a black eye and some broken teeth." To which commenters sarcastically replied, "It's okay, he's gay and has social anxiety. His hand is just above her ass to keep him from having a panic attack."
Internet sometimes. I fucking love the internet. I'm sorry, that is fucking lovely. Oh, that has tickled me. That has tickled me in ways that you would not imagine. It's okay. It's okay. He's gay. He's so sarcastic. That is definitely 100% a British person. 100%. There's no way. That's typing senses. Oh, God, brilliant. Okay, amazing. Sorry. That's
and has social anxiety. His hand is just above her ass to keep him from having a panic attack. Don't be insensitive. Now, Pedro and Vanessa are married in the film, so perhaps they are being affectionate to help sell the movie. But in real life, they are not together, and Vanessa is having a baby with her current boyfriend. However, Pedro and Vanessa being touchy-feely is not exactly new and have really been doing it for the build-up of this film, but what really set off the Pedro-Pascal opposition was after Donald Trump's re-election in 2024. Pedro became more noticeably vocal, posting an underlined quote on Instagram that said, "Anger restores the gift of clarity of vision, which is hard to attain in any other state." And from here, he refused to stay silent anymore, frequently posting about global affairs and gender rights, going as far as attacking his fan base if they disagreed with him. Someone said, "You are my favorite actor. I'm unfollowing you. BS." He said, "No," sarcastically. Another fan said, "Man, you were my favorite actors until this." He said, "That's too bad. Wait, no, I don't give a shit." And even though he was getting some pushback, he mostly was getting praised for unapologetically vocalizing his political opinions, specifically in support of his transgender sister, Lux Pascal. In April of 2025, the UK Supreme Court ruled that trans women should not be recognized as women, and one of the supporters of this decision was J.K. Rowling, who felt that feminism didn't apply to transgender people in the forms of sharing bathrooms and private spaces. On her yacht, she posted a photo of her celebrating the outcome. The backlash against J.K. Rowling was enormous, although for some it's unsurprising since she has a history of being extremely controversial. Pascal fired back at her saying, "Awful, disgusting shit is exactly right. Heinous loser behavior." And in a Vanity Fair cover, he doubled down by calling her a bully. The one thing that I would say I agonized over a little bit.
And this is why Hollywood want him to be in the forefront of everyone's minds. For this reason. For his beliefs, for the stuff that he is told to say or believe. And I'm sorry, but that is fucking why. Because he's the perfect masculine man who has feminine stuff going on. And he believes in certain things and has certain opinions about certain topics that Hollywood and the media want everybody to think is the correct way. That's all I'll say. It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. It's all planned out. It's all lined up. It's all lined up. 100%. I don't care what anyone says, man. That's exactly what it is. So obvious. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
Was just, am I helping? I want to protect the people I love, but it goes beyond that. Bullies make me effing sick. Rowling seemed pretty unfazed and provided a sarcastic reply to him. Can't say I feel very shut down, but keep at it, Pedro. God loves a trier. And regardless of a person's political affiliation, defending your family from the digital mob is a perfectly normal reaction. But once Pedro started speaking in interviews about his political positions, it started to come across as performative, like when he was promoting a movie called Eddington at the Cannes Film Festival and started discussing the mass deportations in America.
I want people to be safe and to be protected, and I want very much to live on the right side of history. And I'm an immigrant. My parents are refugees from Chile. I myself was a refugee. We fled a dictatorship, and I was privileged enough to grow up in the U.S. and after asylum in Denmark, and if it weren't for that, I don't know what would have happened to us. And so I stand by those protections always. I'm too afraid of your question. I hardly remember what it was.
To have millions of dollars and be terrified to live in America. Oh, the humanity. It's ironic because the man sitting next to him, Joaquin Phoenix, came from being raised dirt poor in a cult and forced to be a performer on the streets of South America by his irresponsible parents. Pedro comes from an extremely wealthy Chilean family, and this comment isn't totally inaccurate. Pedro's mother was related to the nephew of former Chilean president Salvador Allende. Pedro's parents were supporters of Allende's socialist government, but after the 1973 military coup, they felt they could have a target on their back and move to America. Pedro wasn't even 1 year old at the time, so he doesn't remember being a refugee. Pedro's mother, Veronica, was a child psychologist, and his father was a fertility doctor. They lived very comfortable in America.
Pedro Pascal does this little like, ooh, he's so baby girl, ooh, he's so socially anxious, ooh, he's so darling sort of body language thing, and he carries it with him everywhere he goes. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm not buying it.
I think Pedro Pascal has risen quite a bit as far as his heartthrob status to like playing into this like baby girl, meek, socially anxious sort of lean, and I don't think it's real.
And with the negative press slowly...
Yeah, but the thing is, nothing is real. Like, him being made into this famous, iconic person, none of that's real. It's all fake. We're only seeing it because Hollywood controls everything. The media controls everything. That's why we're seeing it, because they want us to see him. Why do they want us to see him? That's the question that you have to answer. Why does the world, the elites at the top that control everything, why do they want us to see Pedro Pascal? Because this is at a level that is very rare, that it goes this big and this wide to everything at scale. He knows what it's about. They know what it's about. We do not know what it's about, but we watch, and then it is an inspiring icon. That's what it is. I'm telling you right now. It's all fake.
beginning to rise, previous fans are now laying out their complaints about this 10-year push for Pascal, refusing the idea that he is a sign of positive masculinity or even a good general example for how someone should behave at 50 years old.
Recently, there was a video of him simulating an act at a Last of Us wrap party, I think it was, and that was caught on camera. Now,
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. You're telling me this guy is he's not homosexual, or he's not bisexual, but he can get away with doing shit like this?
Last of Us wrap party, I think it was, and that was caught on camera.
Like, I mean, that is a bit of me. Like, that is literally the way that I dance. But like, he can't dance like that and not be accused. He can't be named as potentially being gay. I'm sorry, like I don't know. It's the whole package, though, right? Literally, like, he's just partying. It's fine. I love it. I absolutely love it. I gotta watch it one more time. It's like this is Hollywood's idea of the perfect masculine I don't even know what the title was anymore. This is the new masculine actor in Hollywood.
At a Last of Us wrap party, I think it was, and that was caught on camera.
That's fucking
now,
brilliant.
My problem with that is that
excellent.
Pedro Pascal is the leading man for a Disney family property, Fantastic Four. We also hear that he is going to be the leading man of Doomsday. Robert Downey Jr., it's really his movie, but the heroic leading man is going to be Pedro Pascal.
Which apparently they've lowered his screen time or something? Why would they do that? Like, it was announced that was happening. Why? Why have they... If this is like all planned out and that he's the new big thing in Hollywood, is it that he's had his time and that he's sort of being found out slightly in his ways? Or that he was just shit in it. I don't know.
And
oh my God. She can fuck off. How woke is she? He can be who he wants. Films are who people really are.
I don't think that is appropriate to do publicly when you are supposed to be the face of this family brand all of a sudden.
Even ideologically aligned news outlets like The Telegraph have started to change their tune, from overwhelming support to posting headlines like, "The star who could have Hollywood at his feet if Disney can get him to shut up." There's even been a phrase developed for this situation. It's called Pascal fatigue. Now, it is evident that the people who are sort of loudly rejecting...
I hear you, Sarah, I hear.
Rejecting Pedro Pascal's dominance are mostly right-wing or the anti-woke Hollywood crowd. But even neutral parties can recognize that he is just kind of a status quo Hollywood product. He is the safe option. A little bit of everything. A little bit of color. A little bit of talent. A little bit of class. A little bit feminine. A little bit masculine. You get the idea. He is the soft beige wallpaper that offends no one but is considered dull by everyone. But even though Pedro...
I don't agree with that. I think he is a bit of everything, but I think he's very bold. I think he's very bold in his choices, which is, I think, why people take a liking, because there's a niche of what he, the way that he is, what he enjoys, his opinions, his choice of clothing, which, some could say that is that has been picked for him as well, his image, everything. But I wouldn't say he's a soft beige wallpaper that offends no one and is considered dull by everyone. I don't know. I mean, 654 people, but I think it's the minority, personally.
Pedro Pascal is the safe option right now. I can't help but wonder if that ticking time bomb is about to detonate, because as we have seen time and time again, actors who constantly make their politics the central focus always end up pushing it too far. One wrong post, one bad interview, one poor choice of words, and all that same fan base that have been praising him for years will turn on him in an instant. As one person said perfectly, he has the aura of incoming allegations. And hopefully that's not true. Hopefully he is just another actor who's passionate about their impact on the world.
No
But
way.
I think there is one thing that we can all agree on, is that we don't need Pedro Pascal to be a leading man in 9 films a year.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's gone a little bit OTT with Pedro Pascal being in fucking everything. Like, we don't need him in everything, because like, he's a great actor and I love seeing him on the screen, but fucking hell, like, there's so many more actors out there that could do certain roles and jobs better. Do you know what I mean?